978 Customs. Did you buy these shirts?
Sing, sing. Everybody start to sing. La-dee-da, whoa. Now you're singing another song.
YouTube, welcome back to another 978 Customs video. And yes, we do have two reviews today. Two members from the Uncanny X-Force. There are a few more, but these are the two that I really enjoy. Two of my favorite superheroes and anti-superheroes anyway. Wolverine and Deadpool, both custom X-Force. I know it's kind of useless because there's already an X-Force figure for Deadpool, but I didn't get to get the HasCon, and I don't have that figure, and I'm not going to pay over retail for something that the factory produced. I'll just wait for the new Deadpool wave. I think the rumor is that we're supposed to get a new X-Force Deadpool, so fingers crossed on that. But anyway, I do like this design so much that I had to make it myself, and I can see why Hasbro had to put it out again, because it feels good in your hand, it looks good in your hand, and when you have this Deadpool and Wolverine together, it's just a must-have. And I have no doubt that we'll be seeing an X-Force Wolverine in the future. For a brief bio, just pause it and read it here, and then you can. Oh, what? Shut the hell up! All right, you just gonna copy me? All right, I can do it. Let me do it. Just pause it and read it. You suck. Really simple. If you want to make yourself an X-Force Wolverine or Deadpool, for Wolverine, all you need is either the Vintage Wave Wolverine or the Juggernaut Series Wolverine, and give it a repaint. And for Deadpool, all you really need is an eel body or a Blizzard body or a Bucky cap with the Blizzard head and some Deadpool accessories you can take from other figures. Here I borrowed Taskmaster's shoulder straps, his belt, Deadpool's leg holster, Deadpool's gun, a Mega Bloks Leonardo sword on his hand, and the Leonardo swords on his back from a different Ninja Turtle toy. And the hands belong to Bullseye and Shatterstar. Starting off with Deadpool, I will say, now I know why Hasbro did release the X-Force. It just looks great. It feels good in your hand, and just the gray on it, just even though it's a bland color, it really pops. I didn't want to make the X-Force Deadpool because Hasbro already released theirs. I just can't get my hands on one. And again, I don't want to pay over 30, maybe 40 bucks. I said over retail. I'd pay a little over retail, but nothing more over 40 bucks. And so I decided to make my own. Had a bunch of eel bodies lying around. And there's a little scuff there from him falling on his face. I can fix that though, no problems. But I really do like this custom, and I think you guys will too. And just like your standard Marvel Legends, the figure will articulate and pose in any pose you try to put him in. So you can lift these arms without worrying about paint rub. You can turn the head. The neck is sanded as well. Everything is pretty much prepared so you can move your figure around in a couple cool poses. This back piece comes right off. It's from a Leonardo figure. It looks alright. I wish I had more Deadpool swords. I'm going to have to invest in some Deadpool swords. But everything is painted. And I decided to just paint the shoulder straps and belt like the way the HasCon version is painted. Just a little gray with black wash or black with gray wash, however you want to consider it. It's gray actually with black wash. So those of you, if you were like myself, who couldn't get a HasCon X-Force Deadpool, well then, make one. Bam. And if you can't, then just wait, because I believe Deadpool, the next wave is coming out with the next Force. It's rumored, so if that's what the rumor is. And if that's the case, well then maybe I shouldn't have made this custom and I should have waited. But either way, I'm happy I made it because I'm on a Deadpool mission and I have a bunch of Deadpools, so it's only right to have this in the collection. Oh, before I forget though, the hands he has on are sword hands, and these hands are gun hands. The gun hands come from Bullseye, and the sword hands come from Shatterstar. So that way, they're just, like, the grip on his hands are a lot wider to grip these swords. Whereas the Bullseye hands have trigger fingers. One of the main reasons I enjoy Deadpool as an action figure is because he has so many poses and accessories that it's fun to play with it. You know what I mean? You can have a lot of different positions, and if you're into pictures, definitely. And if you have a diorama, even more. So if you have a diorama and a nice camera and some lighting, you can take some cool pictures with these figures, man. And I think that's pretty cool. Bullseye throwing daggers. The hand was perfect for Deadpool, so I used it. And I couldn't be happier. As always, I painted the head first, see what it would look like. Then prepared some of the body took off some of the parts, painted around. Then I painted the black, making sure everything was symmetrical. Then for the black wash on the belt, which was the gray Taskmaster belt, I took off the logo. Then he has this pointing finger, so I thought it would be pretty cool to add a pointing finger. Luckily, Bullseye had one, so there's that pointing finger. And that's pretty much it. Jumping into X-Force Wolverine, I gotta say I'm pretty pleased with the way this came out as well. It's a pretty simple repaint. The only problem for me was Wolverine took some preparation in different areas than most Bucky Cat bodies and Pizza Spider-Man bodies. His body it rubs in a couple different places, so you had to be pretty careful. Mainly the shoulders, the inner thighs, and around the butterfly joints are the hard parts to kind of prepare for this guy, because everything is so tightly packed, you don't want to mess anything up. But once you do that and you give him a good paint job, he looks pretty decent. The difference between this and the actual X-Force costumes are the boots and the gloves. But I'll show you the reference picture I worked off. I saw this picture looking for reference shots, and I thought that it would be perfect considering I didn't have to swap the boots or the lower arms out. Decided to take this mask and paint it as well, so when you have the alternate head on, you can have the mask hanging in the back. And we can show that really quick. I'll just pop this head off for you. You just place this right on top, just like you would with the vintage Wolverine. And this head is a little tight, so you gotta kind of squeeze it in. But once it's in, it does look really good, and I'm happy they gave us this head along with the hood. X-Force Wolverine. Again, I believe Hasbro is gonna make one. I'm not sure when. I'm assuming if they were gonna make one, it would probably be towards the end of 2018, because they have that yellow tiger stripe Wolverine coming out, and the hype is real for that. So I believe at the end of 2018, or maybe the beginning of 2019. But keep in mind, they will be making an X-Force. But I did paint inside the butterfly joints, front and back, so when you push them out and in, they still line up. And I also did the same with the ab crunch. You can paint all the way up. Pretty much on all the gray and black parts, they all line up. Same with the thighs, the outer thighs. It's painted in there as well. So when you turn this leg up, or you kick them up, you have the paint there. The knees, the joints have been prepared and painted, so you get a half gray, half black. Both knees are prepared. And the boots, I actually did gloss and matte on the boot. It's hard to really tell, but it's gloss and matted. And the belt is just the same Wolverine belt, just shaved down the buckle and then painted on the X. I also had to match some of the flesh tone that was already on the figure, because my figure came a little paint chipped, so I had to match the skin tone. I'll show you really quick. That's just one tiny nick, but there were like at least 3 of them that I found throughout the figure that I had to touch up. And this is the before and after. Go ahead, y'all, give it a shot. If you got an extra vintage Wolverine, if you were lucky to find them on Amazon when they were cheap, or if you walk into your Walgreens and find them, if you got yourself an eel or a Bucky Cat body, a Blizzard head, either one of those, make yourself these figures. I'm probably going to do a tutorial on a Deadpool figure or Spider-Man, either one. I don't know. But I am going to do a tutorial this year. I'm hoping maybe towards the end of the month, I'll make a little room and a little time to get the table set up and just be able to do this for you guys. I'm not sure if it's going to be a live video or just pre-recorded, but we'll have it done, I'm sure, at the end of this month, so stay tuned for that. If anybody is interested in these, I am going to sell them, or I will trade them. I'm preferably looking for the Storm Collectible, Mortal Kombat Ninjas, Reptile, Scorpion, Noob Saibot, Sub-Zero. Either one of those, let me know. We can make a trade, we can make a deal. Well, this is it. Not sure how much more I can tell you, but you have reached the end of another 978 custom video. And if you like these customs and you want to see more customs other than Spider-Man, feel free to like this video. Comment down below. Let me know if you like these, if you want to see other guys. I may do a couple more Deadpool, but then I'm jumping right back to the Spider-Man and the Venomverse. There's still a lot on the to-do list. But until then, feel free to subscribe. If you have, appreciate it very much. If you haven't, come on, man, click that subscribe button. Let's make it happen. See you in the next one.
Everybody start to sing. La-dee-da, whoa. Now you sing another song. Sing, sing, sing.